All right. Hey there, everybody. My name is Corey Jones. I'm with Compassion Works for All here in Little Rock, and we're glad that you're joining us today, whether live or if you're watching this on video later. We're glad to have you here. It's the holiday season is kicking up. It's December 13th today on my calendar, and so that means that the holidays, in fact, we were just talking about whether we're ready for it, whether we've done all of our shopping and that sort of thing. And as fun and festive as the holidays can be, we also know that they can be very stressful and bring about a lot of anxiety and angst. A lot of people, especially, this can be a hard time because either some traumatic things have happened during the holiday seasons. A good friend of ours passed away a couple days before Thanksgiving and of this year. And so we know that his family is heading into the Christmas season with really heavy hearts and not a lot of joy being felt this year. And so that's reality for a lot of folks. Um, and even if it's the best of circumstances, there's always the stress and the anxiety that can come from being with family members, from trying to make plans, from deciding what you're going to eat on Christmas Day or whatever the holiday is that you're celebrating. And a lot of what messes us up, I think, is our expectations. That we have these inherent expectations of how we want it to go, of how we want it to look. Everything from like the decorations. My wife and I go around and around about how we're going to decorate our house, and I have these aspirations of like Clark Griswold level decorations out on our house and on our front fence and in our yard, and she's a lot more subtle about it and also a lot more practical about it. And so we kind of go around and around, and when those expectations aren't met, it feels like something has been taken away from us. So if we envision the holiday season going a particular way and it doesn't go that way, regardless of whether it's on a large scale or a small scale, it feels like we've been robbed of something. And so our anxiety kicks in, our negative feelings kick in. And especially in the planning stage, because we all want it to be fun, we all want it to be happy, we all want it to be enjoyable, but we also recognize that things come up and that things happen. I talk about this quite a bit with the people that we work with in jails and prisons whenever we talk about ruminating on things, on either the past or on the future. And a lot of guys and the women that we work with, as you might imagine, spend a lot of time thinking about the future. What am I going to do whenever I get out of here? And so we talk about the difference between planning, actively planning, and ruminating. And there's a place for mindful planning. I'm going to check these things off the list because these things need to be done, versus ruminating and, oh, I want it to be like this, and oh, I wish this would happen. And ruminating tends to lead us into places of a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress and a lot of angst, whereas planning can kind of give us a good grounding. And so just making a simple checklist can be a mindful activity. And then we see that, okay, this is done, this is done, this is done. And it grounds us a little bit more in reality and in what is actually happening versus what we want to happen in our imaginations. And when we're grounded more in reality and we're accepting of what's happening as it's happening, we tend to be a lot happier. Our misery, a lot of our misery, comes from not having what we want. And so if we begin to be a lot more satisfied with what we have as it exists, then it leads us to a lot more opportunities to experience joy, opportunities to experience happiness, especially around the holiday season. So those are just some thoughts that I was coming in with today. And I hope that I believe we're going to be together one more time before the holiday season, before we transition to the new year. So as we're making our plans and as we're getting ready, I hope that you will make it a habit to be intentional and mindful about maybe plan making that needs to happen, and do your best to avoid all the ruminating and all of the negative emotions that can come when things don't quite go the way that you had planned. So that's my encouragement for you today. Let's begin our meditation time. And as always, posture is very important during our meditation time. It opens up our ability to breathe well. And so if you're in a chair like I am, I invite you into a mindful posture with your feet flat on the floor. And let your belly be soft. And have your back upright, not rigid, just comfortably attentive. And your hands can be folded gently on your lap, on a table or desk in front of you. And let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Don't pull them down, but just let gravity gently bring them away from your ears. Angle your chin down just slightly so that your gaze is downward. Bring a little bit of space between your teeth so that your jaw is not clenched. Your eyes can be opened or closed, whatever is easiest for you. And let all of your facial muscles be smooth. And from this mindful posture, we'll begin with 3 bells. Our goal today is just to be in reality as it exists. And so we're not going to strain or struggle to block anything out. We're not going to attach any emotional state to the sounds or the sensations that we're experiencing around us. We're just going to be present with the moment exactly how it is. And let's begin by noticing what's happening in our body. So we're going to take our awareness, our attention, and we're going to use it like a tool. And bring your attention down to the bottom of your feet, where your feet make contact with the floor. And now using your attention, bring your awareness, your attention up to the bottoms of your legs, your ankles, your calf muscles, your shin bones. And pay attention to what's happening there. Maintaining your mindful posture, bring your attention and your awareness now to your knees, your upper legs, the quad muscles on top, the hamstrings on the back. Bring your attention to your sit bones, to the place where you make contact with your seat, and allow yourself to feel a little bit heavy in your chair. Again, we're not slouching, we're maintaining our posture, but we're just feeling gravity really ground us physically, mentally, emotionally, here in the present. Move your awareness now to your belly button. And again, we're just going to let it be soft. And come up now to your heart center, to that place right at the base of your sternum. And just hold your attention there for a moment. See if by placing your attention there, you begin to notice your heartbeat and feel your pulse in your chest. Move your awareness now to your shoulders, your arms, down to your bicep and tricep muscles, your elbows, your forearms, the palms of your hands. Notice the back of your hand. Take just a second to place your attention on the end of each finger, just one at a time. Not for long, but just be aware of the ends of each finger. And notice that as you bring your attention to your hands, maybe you feel your pulse a little bit more, a little stronger in your hands and in your fingers. And let's bring our attention now back up to our shoulders and our neck, making sure your jaw is still unclenched and relaxed. Notice where in your mouth your tongue is resting. And you don't have to move it or do anything with it, just notice. Bring your awareness to what many refer to as the third eye, that space between your eyebrows. And as though you're harnessing all of your awareness, all of your attention right there in that spot. Notice the sense of energy and focus you receive from bringing your attention up. And finally, bring your awareness to the top of your head. Notice any sensations you feel. And being in touch and in tune and aware of our bodies, let's now use our attention tool to bring awareness to the breath. Focus on the air as you inhale, and focus on the air as you exhale. And on each in-breath, breathe all the way down to the belly. Let your belly expand out like a balloon, keeping your shoulders and your upper torso relaxed. Breathe deep into the belly and feel it expand. And on your out breath, feel the belly contract. And so we're not going to breathe shallow breaths into our upper chest. We're going to leave everything in the upper torso and shoulders still and calm and relaxed. And just breathe down deep into the belly. If it helps, you can put one hand on your stomach just to feel it expand on the inhale. And feel it contract on the exhale. Keeping your shoulders, your chest, your upper torso completely still. and relaxed. Just breathing into the belly. And let's do this just a couple more times. Deep baby breaths, allowing the belly to expand and then contract. You can return to a normal breathing rhythm now. But continue to stay with your breath. Continue to keep your attention and your awareness there. Just noticing how the air feels on the inhale. Noticing how the air feels on the exhale. And our breath is the foundation of mindful meditation. And it's what we can turn to anytime because it's always with us. And so anytime you notice that you've drifted to the past or you've drifted with your mind into the future, you can always return to the present simply by taking a breath. And so let's stay with it for just another moment. And if it helps, you can say to yourself on the inhale, I'm breathing in. And on the exhale, I'm breathing out. And now finally, let's bring our tool of attention to our mind. Notice what we're noticing. Think about what we're thinking about. Witness what your mind is doing. And as you do this, you might notice that thoughts tend to fade away the minute you start looking at them, thinking about them. And that's okay because they will certainly return. And when they do, notice if they go to the past. Notice if they go to the future. Where do your thoughts typically go? Name where your mind is and then gently return it back to the present. And we want to do this in a way that's effortless, not in a way that's forceful or struggling, but as though you were training a puppy that you love to sit and stay. And the puppy keeps standing up to wander off, and so you gently bring it back. This is what we're going to do with our mind. We're going to gently bring it back in a way that's effortless, because the present is where we want to be. And so we're happy to bring our mind back into the present. We're glad that we've noticed it's drifted away because we get to bring it back. So let's stay present with our mind, with our breath, and with our body for just a few moments of silence. Wherever your mind is now, gently bring it back. Welcome it back. Greet it with kindness, with compassion toward yourself. And be happy that you're in the present. And so as we begin to wind down our time together, return your mind and your body into the same place. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes a little. Maybe take a deep inhale through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Well, as always, I hope that that was helpful and beneficial for you. And I look forward to being with you again soon. And just do everything that we can to stay present, especially as we're moving further and further into the holiday season. So thank you, everybody.